Hi students, good morning everyone. So in the last class we have discussed the problem related to mean and range chart. And for the same data I asked you to construct the S chart, that is standard deviation chart. So hope you all are doing that problem. So today we are going to see the next problem. So coming to the question is the following table gives the lot size and the number of defectives. So here every lot consists of some defectives, so that lot size is given. So here lot means nothing but the sample sizes. So here no specific sample size is there. For every sample there is a different sample sizes are given. This is lot size. For every you have different, that means total there are 12 lots. So for 12 lots there are 12 different sample sizes, and for that each sample number of defectives are given, that is DI values are given and lot size, that is NI values are given. So what we have to do is construct the suitable control chart. So suitable control chart, here they have not mentioned any name of the control chart. So if you observe here you have defectives. So always while calculating defectives you can use either the P chart or NP chart. So here I am going to construct the P chart, that is proportion of defectives. I am constructing the chart for proportion of defectives, and here different sample sizes are given. Sample size is not constant throughout all the samples. So here we have to construct the control chart for P chart for varying sample size. So what is first, write down the required control chart. Required control chart is P chart with varying sample size. So here the sample sizes are different, so you have to construct the P chart under varying sample size condition. So first write down the control limits. First write the 3 sigma control limits are, the 3 sigma control limits are, so for for the P chart with varying sample size, if it is only P chart you will get only one LCL and one UCL. But in case of varying sample size, how many samples you are having, that many UCLs and that many LCLs you will be getting. Here total 12 samples are there, so you will be getting 12 UCLs and 12 LCLs. So what are the 3 sigma control limits? First, UCL equals to, since it is an unknown case, you have to use the second case control limits, that is P bar plus 3 into under root P bar into Q bar by Ni. So if it is only P chart, you will be writing only N. Here it is varying sample size, so you will write Ni, and CL equals to P bar itself. So in CL, it is not dependent on the sample size. It is only having a constant, that is P bar. So CL will be only one value. Next, coming to the LCL. LCL equals to P bar minus 3 into under root P bar Q bar by Ni. So these are the control limits for the P chart for the varying sample size. Now what is P bar? P bar is the average. P bar equals to 1 by K summation of Pi. So how will you get P bar? By taking the average of the fraction defectives, that is proportion of defectives, that is P. How will you get Pi value? Pi equals to Di by Ni. So here 12 samples are given. For 12 samples you have 12 different defectives and 12 different sample sizes. So if you divide the defectives with the corresponding sample sizes, you will be getting the Pi value. So after getting those Pi values, you have to calculate the average of Pi, that is P bar. So after getting P bar, next is you calculate Q bar. What is Q bar? Q bar equals to 1 minus P bar. So you got P bar, Q bar. If you substitute in that, you will be getting control limits, 3 sigma control limits. So first draw the box. So first write down the lot number. So generally we will write sample number. Here they have specified lots. So first write down the lot numbers. How many lots we have? So total they have given 12 lots. So write down the 12 numbers. Next you have to write the lot size, that is sample sizes. Write down the lot size. So write all the lot sizes, that is in the first column. So here we have some values, here also we have some values. Total 12 values you have to write. First one is 1450, next 895, next 1060, 1325, 1450, 965, 1750, 1125, 1344, next is 1522, 1475, and the last one is 1620. So after writing the lot size, you have to write the number of defectives, that is DI values. So write down the DI values next. 93, 65, 103, 124, 175, 126, 147, 168, 94, 125, 136, and the last is 286. So after getting the DI values, next step is you will be calculating the PI values by using the formula PI equals to DI by NI. So here you will be getting the point values. So write up to 4 points. After the point, write the 4 digits. So first DI value is 93 divided by PI value, sample size NI value is 1450. So 93 divided by 1450 you will be getting as 0.0641. 0.0641. So next is 65. 65 divided by 895. 0.0726. Next 103 divided by 1060. 0.0972. 124 divided by 1325. 0.0936. Next 175 divided by 1450. 0.1207. 126 divided by 965. 0.1306. 147 divided by 1750. 0.0840. Next is 168 divided by 1125. 0.1493. Next 94 divided by 1344. 0.0699. 125 divided by 1522. 0.0821. Next 136 divided by 1475. 0.0922. The last one 286 divided by 1620. 0.1765. Now we got all the PI values. Next, after getting the PI values, what we will do? Next you want the UCL and CL values, right? You will be getting different UCLs. P bar into Q bar by Ni. So after this column, by using this column values, we can find out this column, UCL and CL value. So for that, first you want the P bar value, right? So calculate P bar. P bar equals to 1 by K. K means total number of samples, that is 1 by 12 into summation of Pi. So do the summation for the Pi. So add all the Pi values, you will get summation of Pi as Pi value is 1.0563. 1.0563. So you will get P bar as 1.0563 divided by 12. You will get 0. So P bar equals to 0.0880. What is Q bar? Q bar equals to 1 minus 0.0880. So 1 minus that one, you will get Q bar equals to 0.9120. Now we got P bar and Q bar values. Substitute this P bar, Q bar in this column. So how you will find this one? I showed you before also. How you will find? You will be taking the 3 into under root of open 2 brackets. One is for numerator and denominator separately. What is P bar value? 0.0880 into Q bar value is 0.9120, close the bracket, divided by Ni. What is Ni value here? 1450. Substitute 1450 and close the other bracket. You will be getting the required first column. That is 3 into under root P bar Q bar by first Ni. So you will get the first column value as 0.0223. 0.0223. Now after getting this value, what we will do? Simply, lastly we have substituted Ni value, right? 1450. So in place of 1450, I will substitute 895. Next you will get 0.0284. Similarly, next one 1060. 0.0261. Next 1325. 0.0233. Next 1450. Same 1450, 1450. Again same answer here. Next 965. 965. 0.0274. So all are near to 0.02 only. Calculate carefully. 1750. 0.0203. Next 1125. 0.0253. Next 1125 is finished. Next value is 1344. 1344. 0.0232. Next is 1522. 0.0218. The last is the second 1475. 0.0221. And the last one is 1620. 0.0211. So all the values are in between 0.02 only. Calculate carefully. Next is you will be calculating the UCL value. What is UCL? P bar plus this column. You will get P bar plus this column 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth column. So P bar plus fifth column gives you your UCL, and P bar minus fifth column will give your LCL value. Now calculate the UCL and LCL values. What is the P bar value we got? P bar equals to 0.0880 plus first one 0.0223. So UCL is 0.1103. Next value is 0.0284, 0.1164, 0.0261, 0.1141, 0.0233, same one will get 0.1103, not here, 0.1103. Next is this value 0.0233, 0.1113, and the next one is 0.0274. You will get 0.1154, and next 0.0203, 0.1083, next is 0.0253, 0.1133, and next is 0.0232, you will get 0.1112, and similarly do the remaining also. That is 0.0218, 0.1098, next is 0.0221, 0.1101, next is 0.0211. Get 0.1091. So these are all the required UCL values. Next, find out the required LCL values. So while calculating UCLs only, if you put minus, it will be easy for you to calculate the LCL values also. So how you will find the LCL value? LCL is P bar minus 3 into under root P bar Q bar by Ni. We got this value. P bar value is 0.0880 minus your fifth column values. What are the fifth column values? 3 into under root P bar Q bar by Ni. So subtract those terms, you get 0.0223. First LCL is 0.0657. Next 0.0284, 0.0596, next 0.0261, 0.0619, next is 0.0233, you get 0.0647. Next is 0.0223, same first value, that is 0.0657. Next 0.0274, you get 0.0606. Next 0.0203, 0.0677, 0.0232. You get 0.0648. Next 0.0218. You'll get 0.0662. Next is 0.0221. That is 0.0659. And the last one is 0.0211. So you get 0.0669. So these are all the LCL values we got. You got all the UCL values, we got all the LCL values. Now what we have to do? We have to draw a graph, right? How you draw a graph? On the x-axis you will take the sample number, that is total 12 samples are there, you will take 12 numbers, and on the y-axis you will be taking the proportions, that is PI values and the UCL and LCL values. So here all are point values, so the scale on the y-axis also should be taken in the points itself. So we will draw the graph now for the P chart varying sample size. So there are total 12 samples. So we have to draw a graph for the 12 samples. On the x-axis you will be taking the sample number, and on the y-axis you will be taking the proportion of defectives. So write down the axis values. So what we need here? Here on the x-axis sample number. So there are 12 samples, so represent 12 samples here. So your x-axis I took 1 centimeter equals to 1 unit. On the y-axis you observe the values. All the PI values, the PI, the largest value is 0.17. And in UCLs you have all 0.10. So here I will take the scale as 0.02. So take 0.02, 0.04, 0.06, 0.08, 0.1, 0.12, 0.14, 0.16, 0.18. So you have up to 0.17, 18 values are enough. You want the values, I took the values up to 0.2. Now we have to plot the UCL values first. So first UCL value is 0.11. So 0.11 is here. So here we will get 0.11 near to 0.1. Next, second sample also 0.11 only. Right, little bit, just show the little bit difference, not much. Next 0.114. Next for the fourth sample also 0.111. So exactly at 0.1 you can write. Next 0.111, the same value here also. Next sixth sample also 0.11 only. For seventh sample 0.10. Exactly from 0.1 you can draw. Eighth sample 0.11. Ninth sample is 0.11. 10th sample is 0.11. 11th sample is 0.10, right? UCL value. So this is the UCL for P chart varying sample size. Now similarly plot all the LCL values also. LCL value is 0.06. Next value is 0.05. Next value is 0.06. Next again 0.06 only. Next 0.06 again. For the sixth sample also 0.06. Seventh sample also 0.067. Next is 0.062. Next ninth sample is 0.064. Tenth sample is 0.066. 11th sample is 0.065. Next 12th sample is 0.066. So this is your LCL value. So this is the LCL of P chart. Next you have to draw a straight line for the P central line, that is CL. CL is P bar. So P bar value is 0.08. So 0.08. Here you will be getting the CL value. So this is the CL of P chart. Now we have plotted all the UCL, CL and LCL values. So write down the heading here, P chart. Don't forget to write the headings and the scale also. What is the scale we took here? On the x-axis, if you observe, 1 centimeter equals to 1 unit itself, and on the y-axis, we took it as 1 centimeter equals to 0.02 units. Now plot all the PI values. What are the PI values? All these 12 values you have to plot. First value is 0.06. So you will be getting here. Make it a round of it so that you can recognize easily. Second one is 0.07. Third value is 0.09. Fourth value is 0.09 again. Fifth value is 0.12. So this is going above UCL. Sixth value is 0.13. This one also above UCL. Seventh value is 0.08. Eighth value is 0.14. This is also above UCL. Ninth value is 0.06. 10th value is 0.08. 11th value is 0.09. Last 12th value is 0.17. So here, if you observe, here we are getting many points above the UCL. Below LCL, you have no points. That is, there are no LCLs in the given problem. There are no low spots in the given problem, but there are high spots in the given problem. So write the conclusion, that is, write the inference for the given chart, but given problem for what are the suitable chart. I said this suitable chart, right? So inference by P chart. Inference by using P chart is what we got here. Since how many points, how many values are above UCL? not under statistical control. So here 3 points are above UCL since the process is not under control. At the points, so at the sample numbers, so at which sample we got the points above UCL, write down that one. First is sample number 5, sample number 6 and sample number 8. The sample numbers 5, 6 and 8. So now what can we write? Therefore high spots equals to how many high spots? High spots are 3. So what does high spots indicate? High spots indicates the deterioration in the production process. So for the given problem, if we construct a P chart, we are getting the inference that the process is not under control, and since there are 3 high spots, we conclude that there is a deterioration in the sample process. So this is the construction of P chart. So you keep practicing the P chart problem since it is very important